My first night, because I always want to envision how crazy people think we are when they're sitting in an audience going, it's 8:30, we literally only have 7 to 8 hours left. We'll do a break, and then we'll come back. And they're like, oh, we're not coming back after the break. But I sit in here, and I remember 10 years ago when my cousin invited me down. Actually, he invited me to lunch first, so he bribed me with lunch to super salad, which is not just lunch, that's all you can eat lunch. Right? So I was like, I don't care what you're going to talk to me about. I will eat salad for days at the cost of zero. Right? And I mean, unlimited ice cream. Who here at like super salad or something like that goes and gets the soup bowl for ice cream? Who here won't admit that they're going to okay. But I think about that and how that lunch, he sat down and shared some of these concepts, and actually Sam Ortega was on that appointment as well too, sharing these concepts. And I was like, kind of makes sense. I don't know, let me go, I'll come down. So I came down, and everybody was excited, everybody was fired up. It was super weird to me, because when I showed up to Target at 4 in the morning, no one was like, hey Paul, what's up? I would have been like, Target's weird, I'm done. Like, could you imagine someone showing up to your job and like, it's so good to see you, engineering firm? He works in engineering, I couldn't remember the name of the company. Engineering firm? Right? Could you imagine? You would get kicked out. Like, no more for Joe Schneider. Right? And could you imagine? Yeah. Walking into, well, at the casino, there's a lot of people shouting, even if they're winning, right? But I just think about that, and I go, man, this is such a crazy environment. And to think about, I'm a touring musician. I am a dropout from college. What? There was an event at our church the other day, and everybody was supposed to wear their alumni stuff. I just showed up in street clothes, right? Like, what school did you go to? I was like, drop out. Let me help you with your finances. So I think about this stuff, and it blows my mind, because sometimes some people are sitting here going, man, I'm not really sure what's going on. Everybody's excited, but I saw that. Regardless of what's going on, I saw that, and no one in my family had ever retired. When I came here, no one in my family had ever retired. And I go, I have very smart people in my family. I have very educated people in my family. I have very hardworking people in my family. And my grandfather's 75 years old and still goes to work every day. Not to get out of the house to stay active. Like, no, I need the paycheck. Then I was also part of raising money for funerals. So a relative would die, and hey, we need $1,000 from this family, and I watched my family struggle to try and cover funeral expenditures. Not to mention college for the kids, mortgages, all that mess. That was the life that I came here from. And I was getting married. I was 22 years old. I was getting married. And you hear me say this all the time. I maybe knew 1% about women. But I knew that I didn't have enough money to support the other 99%. And from a logic standpoint, because some of you are coming in here tonight going, man, I'm not sure. Like, you have a bunch of other options. If you have a bunch of other options, bless you. That's amazing. I didn't have many other options. I wasn't getting a raise anytime soon. Because sometimes people want to think about things. I'm not sure. And I go, what else is happening in your life that all of a sudden things are going to get fixed? Are you getting a huge promotion? Are you coming into a bunch of money? And if you are, amazing. But I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have the luxury of things changing without me changing something. And my thinking had gotten to me to where I was at. So I came in here kind of with a little bit of attitude. I was like, well, I kind of got things figured out. I was a rock star. I was kind of like, rock star life, whatever. Then I saw this and I go, I need to fix something. So tonight on the product side of things, Joe, you guys did an amazing job. I'm so excited for your business. I'm looking forward to going to your offices. Your offices.
Yes.
Right. Get to hear Barbie cover her stuff. Teresa, it's amazing that just the simple stuff that we do. From a client side of things, one, if you don't have a plan, get a plan. If it's not with it, find somebody to sit down and get a plan with. That's what all the cool kids are doing, okay? But what I'm gonna go over tonight, if you can't get behind what we just went over, then this does not apply to you. If you can't say, man, that makes a lot of sense, then this is not for you, right? And we'll be out of here in a handful of minutes. But to hear Maurice and Gerard, your story, and Gerard, now you're licensed, that's a double team license duo. Fired up for that. And then I think about, again, where City I came from. And I go, man, to be blessed with stuff like this and such a culture of good people. What's cool is when, I'm gonna go over our business, but we get to choose who we work with. Most of you right now, if you close your eyes and you think about who you work with, you would not pick Tom.
I know that's right.
Crazy Tom, who would have hired Crazy Tom, right? Sips his coffee every time. He does that. You're gonna do nothing. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna do nothing. Why? Because you have no other option. Right. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were telling me that there was some layoffs and they were like, man, I'm just so thankful I didn't get laid off. And I said, did other people in your department get laid off? They said, yes. And I said, is the workload changing? They said, no. And I said, okay. So you're excited that you didn't get laid off, but they laid off people and the workload didn't change.
Where's that going?
So they're not giving you a raise? They're like, no. And I'm like, I think you've been lied to by saying, aren't you so glad that you get to do 3 times the work for the same pay? Boy, I'm so lucky. Thank you. It's crazy what our brain is conditioned to do. So what I'm going to cover tonight is extremely simple. I'm going to break it down. I got some slides prepared, but I'm going to go rogue. There's a couple things I want to show you. But I want the simplicity of it. It's my office. I can do it, right? Yeah. But here's the deal. Guys, we have 2% of the market. You just saw we're grandiose and big and bad and all that type of stuff. We have 2% of the market. 2%. We're shooting to try to get 10. It's really what we're going for right now. That means out of the 6 million people, we've got 2% of that live just in the Phoenix metropolitan area. That's insanity. That's why we're looking for more. Most of the people in here didn't answer. Nobody in here answered an ad in the paper. Right? Nobody went through that mess. No one got a cold call. Said, hey, we're looking for people. Come on down. You're the next contestant. Right? I think the closest lady is Christina, my hairdresser. Right? We were talking and just made sense. I was like, I don't know if I can help you. Come on down, right? And then they stuck around, right? They're almost a district, by the way. Yeah. Congratulations. We've got the first teammate, we got guests here. We've helped 2 clients already get properly protected. And then he takes his test Thursday. But what's crazy is he's worked all night. So he works graveyards at the casino. So he worked all last night. He went home, took a quick little nap. We had an appointment this afternoon. And then so he's running on 0 6. Because sometimes people are saying, well, what type of people win here? That type of person.
Right. Right.
I want that type of person that says like, man, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
So that just causes the people to win. But we're looking for individuals who are looking, people who want. If I have to convince them, hey man, you got to do it, we don't have the energy to do that. We're just going to look, here's what it takes. So, what's great is we need to get licenses, which means we're liable for everything that we say. I love that we have to get licensed, right? When Joe was talking about that stuff, he's licensed. When Sam and Heather were talking about their stuff, they're licensed. So to get a license, we pay for the vast majority of it. It's about $1,500 in the state of Arizona to get all your licenses with us. And what's awesome is Primerica, all it is $99 for your background check. That's not to Primerica. That's to go to the state for your licensing and background check. We've had a couple people that already got their licenses before they worked here. That was actually Maritza was one of them. So she didn't have to do the 99. Why? Because you already licensed the background check. We don't need the dollars. I had somebody like, oh man, so you just want our $100. I'm like, we're like an $8 billion company. $100 at a time. It's stupidity to my brain when we say that. I'm like, no, we're good. We're rescinding our offer. right? Because that's how you went to Dr. Google and figured everything out, right? And then it's $25 a month to run your business. Mr. Market, right? Or you're not going to be super successful, right? Hey, we got 15 yards to mow. We only got $25 to do it. You wouldn't get far at all. Remember, you'd be doing some push mowers and some stuff. That's right. That's great. Good enough lawn care. That's what we'll call it. Are you tired of a great lawn? Are you tired of green grass? Hire good enough lawn care. What's it going to look like at the end? Good enough. Crazy. To go into business for yourself, we're talking about $100 and all that stuff. We don't need the dollars, but the state does. We want to get someone licensed and trained in that capacity. So here's what's going on. Here's the median household income. $57,000 was 2007. 2015 is $56,516. People are making less than they were in 2007, but all I know is things cost a little bit more. I was buying ground beef the other day, and I was like, I'm like, is this filet mignon, or is this like ground beef? It's crazy. Yeah, it's probably cheap stuff. Yeah, it was like $73.27, right? Yeah. That's a problem right there. And so I was talking to you guys about this new study that was done last week, right? It's an amazing new study. Really like the results. So health experts are recommending standing up at a desk, leaving your office, and never coming down.
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't do the study. It's a new study. We're having a ton of fun. I like to have fun in here, but this is a serious business. We just don't take ourselves serious, right? And what I saw is we're looking for people who are looking, but we're looking for these 5 types of people. People who don't like their current job and looking for a career change. So we've got people out of New Mexico, and we've got people out of California up there, and I'm talking to you guys as well too. Just because you're not here doesn't mean that this isn't a real fact of what's going on. I think about Jordan and Carmen sitting out there in New Mexico going, man, I don't know if this would all make sense. Guess what? People in New Mexico still need this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? People in Northern California, Southern California, they really need this, right? We were looking at some places, houses and stuff over there with Brandon. Like a 1-bedroom like cottage is like $2,200 a month. And I'm like,
Yeah.
out here, that's like 4-acre property, right? It's craziness. But we're looking for people that don't like their current job. Not for the complainers, the moaners, the whiners. The people who are always saying, oh, it's my boss, it's my boss, it's my... Hey, for the past 5 jobs, it's been your boss. Guess what? It's not your boss.
Right.
The issue is you.
Right.
Okay? People are going, man, I want a career change. I want better income potential. My wife had a master's degree in teaching. We understand you don't get into teaching for the money. But they should at least pay us something.
Right.
Every time I meet a teacher, I go, perfect, and what else do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, deliver pizzas, Starbucks, something on the side, trying to figure things out. We're also looking at people that love what they do, but earning extra part-time income would make a huge sense. 5 beeps, we'll roll with it. Love what you do, but earning extra part-time income would make a difference. It is the first of the month. Typically, a lot of bills due today.
Mm-hmm.
Put an extra $500 in your account right now.
Right.
For me, it was a balance. Right? What do we call writing a warm check?
Yeah. Hot check.
It wasn't a hot check. It wasn't a bouncing check. It was warm. It was like, it's not in there, but by the time you pull the trigger, it's right.
That's right.
But I looked at that and I go, I'm 22 years old, 23. I was already sick and tired of being broke. I was like, this is why people are mad when they're 40 and 50 years old, because I can take this for 2 weeks. Trying to figure out how to pay stuff. I figured out that you could buy gas if you do it on credit, it only holds $1. And then it waits a couple days before it runs it through rather than running as debit. I hated putting $10 in my tank. When your wife calls, hey, how much can I put in the tank? Man, that tore my soul up. And I go, this is not how we were designed to live.
That's right.
And there's individuals in here that go, man, if I could just make an extra $500, if I could make an extra $1,000, I'm in.
Yeah.
Then we come here to get a license, learn how to do everything. I just want to get an education to run my finances. That is huge. If you come here and make $0, but get a financial education and licenses, that is game changing for you to manage all your own stuff. Because who trusts you more than you?
Right.
Mhm.
Right? Then we got people who love helping others. People that say, man, you know what? I don't even care about making money. I just want to help others. Typically, those people make the most money. Then we got people that have dreamed of having their own business. People that have said, you know what? I want to 100% own my own business. I'm excited about those cupcakes. But people that go to bed at night, maybe they've tried to go into business somewhere. Maybe they've tried something before, and then they just didn't work out. Maybe they went. We have one agent that worked with us that was owned a bakery. It was $90,000 to open his bakery. They didn't go through. $90,000 just to get the ovens and all this type of stuff and sign a lease, and it's a big deal to go into business.
Yes, it is.
And then it doesn't work out. People go, well, whatever. And there's so many Mickey Mouse businesses out there right now. Make $1 million from in your pajamas from your mom's basement. You just recruit people and pay this and pay that and all that stuff. Unfortunately, we get mixed into that mess sometimes. I'm not saying those products maybe aren't good, but there's people that are getting sucked into business opportunities that are not business opportunities.
Right.
Right? So we got some great people that work out of our stuff, out of our offices. And so what makes Primerica Primerica? Here's the deal. Every financial services company ever offers products and services. Right? That's what they do. They're a product and service company. Every financial services company ever recruits agents. Flo was recruited to Progressive. Right? They were all recruited at some point. Well, the problem is none of these companies have figured out how to marry this difference. None of those companies have figured out how to tie it all in together. Primerica has changed that. And what we do is we allow all agents to start part-time. Most people who are going into a new career, you gotta go full-time, full board. You find people like Chanel who are working in a mortgage industry going, man, they promised me this and now I'm stuck with this. So we can say, look, keep doing what you're doing to make a paycheck. Let's get a license with us part-time. We find amazing people like that. We find the Huertas, right? And the Huertas. And the Huertas. They just came out of no Huerta. Here's what's crazy. You think about this, it was a son who started working with us who says, man, this is amazing. I want to show this to my dad. Mom and dad, so husband and wife, mom and dad, younger brother. Now it's a family business. My dad did not want me to do what he did.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I was like, Dad, can you just give me a job? Because he was the manager, big boss guy, massive construction company. I was like, Dad, can you just give me a job? He's like, I don't want you in this environment, son. You know when dads put like your name or son after something, you're like, when they look at you and go, son, that's not what I want for you. Yes, it's providing for our family, but I don't want you in this industry. Well, we get to have people. Jim O'Reilly is my uncle. Right? Yeah. And he is a family member, and he goes, no, I want you to be a part of this. He's been here for 20 plus years. He's up there with the studs of studs. Man, I would fight to become a division leader or a team captain because you never know when Jim O'Reilly wants to talk to you. And we're impressive. The number Jim O'Reilly makes way more dollars than us, whether he gets out of bed or not.
That's right.
He doesn't need to be here. He chooses to be right because he just loves us and hangs out. Because he's built a business. But these part-time people, we find part-time people, and what we do is they help clients and they recruit other agents as well too. So you can come here part-time, get a license, help clients. On average, our part-time people make $300 to $1,000 a month just on part-time. And to kind of exemplify that, I just wanted to run, you guys don't have to come up, but we had a couple people get some checks this week because I think sometimes people go, do people really make money? Yes, this is real money. This is already deposited in their account because it's 2016. And if you don't have electronic deposit, you're crazy. But this got wrote her first transaction, this is $85. Some people, wow, I don't know if I got 85. Miss TK, how long were we on that woman?
Did you get a check today?
Yeah, there you go. TK. Right there, TK, $85. in your account and it was
Sign
paid.
up, the first one and get
Yeah.
her, like, no less than 2 hours.
Yeah, so both appointments 2 hours. So
Yeah.
you made $90 in 2 hours, $45 an hour. When was the last time you made $45 an hour?
Gosh,
Never. All my jobs where I made but you have a lovely trainer as well too. She helps some clients. This is Teresa and Andre. This is a check for $183. There you go.
Yeah.
How long were you not there on that appointment?
Oh, is it? No, I wasn't there at all.
Yeah. Because here's what happens. This is where I'm going to go rogue. And just hang with me for just a minute. We're almost out of here. So here's what happens. TK is part-time. TK,
Yes.
what do you do full-time?
I am a teacher.
A teacher, right?
What else do you do?
You think about $85 so for a teacher? That's a day's worth of work,
Yes.
right? So we have TK. She's a part-time working with us. She's a full-time teacher, right? So TK went and helped a client. Who was it that we helped?
My sister.
Sister. Okay. So sometimes people are like, well, who do I find to me? I don't know, sister. That sounds like a pretty reasonable place to start. Right? So you help your sis,
Yes.
okay? But who recruited you into the business?
Teresa.
Teresa. Okay? Teresa, what do you do for work full time?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, you just take care of like 82 children. How many kids do you guys have?
4.
4. Okay? 82, 4.
That I know of. Same thing.
It's all the same. Then I have that. Andre's like, no, there's a whole point.
Where's the watch?
I want your time. But so you, full-time mom.
Yes.
Full-time mom. So we've got Teresa and her awesome husband Andre. So you were able to recruit TK. So part-time recruiting part-time.
Mhm.
You overall, just on that one sale, she made $90. We'll just call it. You made $90.
Yep.
You weren't even there. Do you know these clients?
I don't think I've met her yet. No.
Okay.
No.
This is where people get weird with recruiting. It really is, because people go, oh, recruiting. I know one of those things. Someone's tried to recruit me before, and I got to recruit a bunch of people and sell a bunch of stuff, and you make money off of me. It's called business,
Right?
Mm-hmm.
and it's called capitalism. So here's what happens. We allow an amazing part-time person to recruit an amazing part-time person. Why? Because sister just had their first baby.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to properly protect if something were to happen.
That's right.
She's a pharmacist, so she doesn't make $10 an hour.
No.
You're understanding? If you turn off pharmacist income,
Right.
that's a problem.
Right.
So we need to protect pharmacist income,
Yes.
right? We need our drug dealers.
Hey,
Legal
But
drugs.
so she's able to help her
Legal.
sister, but because Teresa, I did not know TK, but because Teresa knew TK, we recruited this person, and the company just says, well, who recruited you? Okay, Teresa did. So she had what's called an override and has a financial interest in helping TK.
Right.
So sometimes people, oh, you just want here to make money off of me. Well, if you make 90 and I make 90, aren't you pretty excited? I want to help you make
Yeah.
more dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time I make money, you make more money. You just want to make more money. That means you're making more money. Yes, you are exactly right. And people look at this and go, that's one of the things.
Yeah. Right.
It's delusional to my brain.
Yeah.
Guess what? If you would have, if TK would have helped, I mean, if Teresa would have helped that family herself, guess what? She'd have made 180. Why? Because there was no one in her business. She wouldn't help the client directly.
Yeah.
I was involved in some of the training. I made a couple $100. I don't even know, maybe $300 or something. I don't know. But because it was out of our office.
Right.
Okay? That's what this business is about. Don't get, the recruiting is amazing. TK's not mad that she got recruited. And if you're not happy with making $90, you want to make 180, guess what? In your orientation, we tell you what you need to do to get promoted.
Right.
We have a whole, yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
right there above the water cooler up there, above Andrino, who we're so excited is official here. Look at that. So Andrino's a stud of a stud. She remembers everything. She's got like a steel trap up there. We were going over things. She's like, well, this. And I go, you've only heard that one time. She's like, I know. I'm like, I look forward to getting out of your way. Why? Because if you go make money, I make money. Our promotion guidelines. We do not make it difficult to get a promotion. If you're not happy with where you're at, when I was at Target, if I wasn't happy with where I was at, there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
I couldn't go in and say, I need more money.
Mm-hmm.
They would say, well, you're not going to get it here. And I didn't have any other options, so I was like, okay. You guys getting that?
Yeah.
Makes sense? That's a big deal. Gabe Florence. He's wiping his glasses right now. Come on up here real quick, Gabe. Give us this. This week, you got a check for $395.86. What is that for?
This is from helping a coworker get properly protected.
Wow.
Very, very nice. And so the coworker means you have another job. What else do you do full time?
I am a office assistant at my aunt and uncle's company. They do behavioral health and group housing.
Okay, so an extra $400. Does that help through the month?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. You can take that to dinner. Laura Hobbs upstairs, in the room up there. This last week, she made $692.34. She's a full-time mom. They have 2 kids. She's pregnant currently, and her and her husband run a very, very successful law firm. So when someone says I'm busy, I go talk to Laura Hoff.
Right.
$700. That's a pretty good week to feed those kids. So there you go. You've seen a bunch, but they just keep making dollars. Just this last week pay, you made $354, which I think is for helping some of those clients you were talking about. You're at $550 for the month already part-time. That's Maritza and Gerard right there. Every week I'm giving this gal checks. You seriously made what, about $2,000? Almost $1,800, $2,000, and you've been licensed with us now for 2 months, month and a half? Month and a half, $1,800, $2,000. People are like, how do you make money? I would talk to them, the people with the balloons, and the checks. But they both work full time. You're a corrections officer. You work in the insurance world as well at another location. And so we're excited for you on that. And then we've got. Is this? I got to make sure. Okay, this is Mario Senior. You're licensed. You licensed here with us for what? 3 minutes. You've been licensed with us. This is your first check. This is $100. I know you're like, oh, but $100 right there. And then what is it you do full time?
Transportation.
Transportation. All right, he's in transportation. He's a transporter. He carries bodies. I mean, he carries. But no, that's a big deal. That's your first check of some money, and that was helping out a family member. So that's a big deal, and getting your district promotion. So I'm fired up for you guys on that. And then this one, I know Mario Jr. walked out, but this one is his first. It's the beginning. I know it's only $51. You're like, oh, $51, right?
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, no, but this is the first one of many. Brand new. It was a smaller app, but how long were you guys on this appointment? Do you know, to write this app? She's like, I don't even know.
I don't even think we were.
Oh, you weren't even on this one. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There you go. There you, bam, done and done. We're going to go on and checks, and it's not to come here and say, oh, all they talk about is money. We're financial services. We're going to talk a lot about money. Okay? But sometimes individuals just want to have something that is real.
Right.
They want to have something that, man, if this is really real, I want it. I want something to really pay my family $700. I want a real $400 check. I want a real $500 check. And what it comes down to is all you guys were recruited. You were recruited, you got a license, and you followed our system. So recruiting is the lifeblood of our company.
Mm-hmm.
How many people in here did I personally recruit? Like I personally recruited you? You know? One.
Sydney.
Oh, Sydney recruited you. All right, so Nikki counts, and then Sydney with Tamika. Okay, so we have five. About 50 of you are in our business right now, and then out in the hall. What's amazing, when we talk about hitting these milestones, it's about recruiting people who recruit people.
Yeah.
And this is how a business looks. So Teresa can recruit people and make part-time money. And this is where people go, oh, is this one of those things?
No.
No! You're in one of those things right now because there's the CEO, and then there's the managers, and then the employees, and you have no say. There's only one CEO. Right at Fry's, there's only one Kroger. And you can't beat him. There was only one Mr. Target, and I couldn't beat him. You know how many people had to die, quit, or get fired for me to move up? Everybody. They were like, if this guy's our last, I'd probably got fired. I'd have been in the layoffs and been told I was so thankful. Okay? I know I'm going over. I just want to finish this final thought. But this is how an office looks. So recruiting is the lifeblood. Everybody that was helped through someone being recruited. I gave checks to people who I did not personally recruit. But every time one of those people helped a client, I had a financial interest in that. I love handing checks out to Maritza and Gerard. I'm going to hand out so many checks to the Huertas, it's going to be insanity. To Lisa and Dwayne, so many checks, we're going to need to kill so many trees printing up the checks. We'll print them on the money that you're making. But this is how an office will look. You can come here, you don't have to recruit anybody ever. You can just get a license and make money. Or you recruit one person, you recruit 2 people, you recruit 3 or 4 or 5 or 8 people. And then every time one of those individuals helps a family, you have a financial interest in that. Again, for Camberland, every time you recruit an individual, you have a financial interest in that individual. So we're going to show you and train you on everything, and you work in somebody else's office, meaning you get to start a business with no overhead. Do you imagine starting a salon with no overhead? It's insane. You at least need heads. Right? Andre is like, I love salons.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's right.
Andre doesn't have any hair, it's for the joke out there, right? By choice. So that's how an office looks. But then, when someone in here is saying, man, I've got my clean bob, I got my ankle skirt, I'm looking classy, I want to have my own RVP shop, I want to be a regional vice president, I want to own a business.
Right.
You get to train here with no risk of leaving your current career.
Right.
You get to find out if you hate it or like it. Guess what? Some of you are working with us right now, and you're going to maybe find out in 5 or 6 months that you don't like this. But isn't it better to find out that you don't like working with us with no overhead and getting a complete financial game plan?
That's right.
Some of you might find out that you love it. And go, this is all I've been waiting for, hoping for, wishing for, praying for, something. And you get to then become a regional vice president, open your own offices, open your own stores. We can have a bunch of people or just a couple of people. All I know is if you make 50 grand a year right now, someone owns you for that 50 grand.
Yes.
That's right.
I mean, someone tells you how many days you can be sick. Someone tells you how many days you can be on vacation.
Right.
And guess what? If you're not feeling well and you've already used your days of vacation and something happens, as an adult, we have to still go to work. We don't have the option to
Right.
go tend to what we need to tend to. What if you made 50 grand a year here and called every shot? That is life-changing. But there's also ability, the average regional vice president makes over $100,000 a year. Average. 107 is the average in their zone. That's insane to my brain. But you can come here, start part-time. You can get a license, find out if you like this, recruit people, find out if you like recruiting people. We're just talking in orientation, but people are like, I don't know about recruiting. It's like a kid telling me they don't like broccoli until they've had it. I don't like broccoli. You've never had it. I don't know about this recruiting. You've never done it. You might not like it, but let's go do it first.
Right.
By the way, it's like vegetables. They're good for you. The industry is shrinking, and I'm going to leave it at this. Our environment, we have a system in place that brings stability. Commissions is the most stable form of income out there. Because you can control it. You can't control your job paying you $16 an hour. Tracking?
Yeah.
I knew every 2 weeks I was broke.
Yeah.
And that brings, oh man, I got that check. But you're broke at that 2 weeks. Commissions is stable. You can control. Then we're looking to be able to educate. Some of you want to fire your boss. Some of you want to put his 2 weeks in or her 2 weeks in.
Yes.
You want to knock her out. And guess what? We have your boss right here. Yeah. Terry. I end with this because we have an amazing, for the people who hit their district promotion and the people who hit team captain this last month, and all the regional vice presidents are going to dinner in our house afterwards. So that's a pretty big deal. All the new districts, no, give them a hand. All the new districts, team captain, we have a Mexican fiesta planned coming over there. We've got a big bowl of chips and salsa for everybody. So if you guys want to bring Mexican food, we'll have a party. But you guys will make sure you get that invitation. We're going to go have an amazing party after that. But I'm telling you what, if you're saying this just made too much sense, I'm in. I watch people think about this thing so long like something else is going to change. The best way to think about it is to do it and then find out. Because if we don't, we will never know. Fill an application, see if you qualify. But at minimum, book a time to review your own financial plan. Book that time and go, man, I need to get out of debt. I need to become financially independent. I want to have a game plan with that. And then set up a time to get your business up and rolling and started. But it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. But seriously, get together, the person brought you down and go, I'm in, let's roll, what do we got to do? And then hold on 1 second. We have Jim O'Reilly coming on up, telling me to pause. So Heather Ortega's coming up. Beth Alcorn's coming up.
So guys, I was so excited to see the Neely Day Shop celebrate what was happening in your business. But I want the Neelys to know that from the other RVPs, we're like brother and sister in the business, the way that this all works. And from some of the folks that are in your business, we also want to celebrate with you. So we're very excited about this 30-mile marker. We know that it's just the middle, and it's time to roll. And
Yes.
on to 60, on to bigger things.
We got you a 30-pound brick of, never mind.
There's